Hollywood kid, Indy TV. Y'all already know cast. I'm here at the Basement Theater with my man Anderson Scott, aka Snub Zero, rapper turned actor. We're here at the basement. We were about a year ago at Lavish School where he did one of his first performances, and tonight you was
the first. Let me tell the story. The first time I did comedy on the mic at the Lavish School, my man Hollywood Kid came out, covered it, interviewed me.
That shit ain't working, dog. That's dope, bro.
I'm headlining. You know what I'm saying? This is my show. This is good. 40-minute set. A lot of comedians came put together a slick 10. I did 40 tonight. Could have went for an hour, so it felt good.
What's up, so, just wanted to say congratulations. I mean, you did a good job. Oh, my
bad, brother. I didn't know. I was so mesmerized by this.
Hey, bro, like this ain't one coming of greatness.
What was that line you had about Shannon on 2012?
Oh, you talking about I tag more chicks at the club than Shannon Crawford?
My man immortalized me in song. I'm immortalized in the video, man. Check out my man Anderson Scott. Look forward to more from him. Comedy set. I mean, big things coming.
Tonight, the audio is being used to put together a CD. Put together a comedy CD. The audio is actually going to be engineered by your man named Hannibal. He does not know it yet. But the CD is called Shapeshifter. This is going to be my transition from hip-hop into comedy. So there'll be a little bit of both hip-hop, comedy.
Anderson Scott, Shapeshifter coming soon. Hollywood Kid.
All right. Next comedian coming to the stage. My good and best friend, Psych, from the streets of Cleveland, Ohio. You know him as Anderson Scott. I call him Snub Zero. Y'all make some noise right now before he come out, y'all. Come on, make some noise. Bring him out, Mr. Anderson Scott. Sound man was supposed to play some music right there. You cut that. What up, y'all? How y'all doing? Alright. We're gonna get this thing started, man. I have entered a very exciting time in my life right now. I'm about to be a father for the first time. Swag. My wife and I are having a little boy. We're about 5 months in. It's all good. I'm excited, man. I'm a little bit nervous, though. I'm a little bit nervous, and I'll tell you a couple things I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about my level of mental maturity and having a kid come in. Like, fathers are supposed to be stone-faced, you know. Fathers are supposed to be able to watch a little kid in the piano recital hit the wrong note without going, ah! A father's supposed to be able to play that and be able to see a little boy fall off a slide without being like, damn! You know, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. Give y'all a quick example. The other day I was at the gym. And I go to the gym at odd hours of the day because I like to go when nobody's in there. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're skinny in the gym, people give you unsolicited workout tips and shit. Like, you know, keep your back straight. Man, why are you touching me? Isolate your core. You know what that means. So, I'm in the gym, right, by myself. And this is the reason why I don't think I'm mature enough for a kid. So I'm in the gym by myself. I'm curling my little 15-pound joint, right? And it's just me and the dude that worked in the gym. He's in the back doing whatever you do when you work in the gym. And so I hear this tapping noise behind me. Tap, 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 tap. I'm like, what the hell is that? I look back and there's this blind dude, like fully, like dark shades, red tip cane, tapping around the gym, right? And he was blind, but he had on full workout gear, but he was skinnier than me, so it was like baggy Under Armour, and I was like, this dude looks ridiculous, right? And so my brain clicked into gear. I was like, wait a minute. It never dawned on me that blind people will want to improve how they look. Like, I never thought that a blind person would want to improve his self-image. That's just how my brain works. So I was intrigued by that. So he tapped his way over to the bench, right? He tapped his way to the bench, and he sat all this stuff down. So now he's feeling around, right? So I'm in the corner just watching, like, what is about to happen? So he feels his way to the round weight disc, and he grabs a 45. Now, my brain slipped in the gear. I was like, how does he know how much it weighs? He can't see the 45 on there. Do blind people have an internal scale? And if they do, wouldn't they make the best drug dealers ever? Like, no scale needed. Like, hey man, let me get an ounce of weed. They just reach in the bag. Here you go. I'll give you an extra gram because you're cool. So I'm thinking about all of this stuff, right? So he's got the 45, and this is where it got ridiculous. If you picture how a weight disc is made, it's got a hole in the middle where you fit it onto the bar. He's got the disc like this, and he's trying to fit it on the bar. So he's and he's just trying to fit it around. Now, a normal person with a normal adult level of maturity would have said, I got you, dog. What you trying to do? Need 45 on that? Helped out. Not me. I was way too entertained already. I was like, this shit is ridiculous, right? So I stopped my whole workout. 30 minutes later, I watched this cat for 30 minutes. He put 3 45s on each side and a 10 on each side. So I'm sitting there doing the math. I'm like, 45, 45, 90, 45, 135, what's another 10? That's like 300 pounds. This dude's skinnier than me, and he's blind, and he's about to bench press 300 pounds, and I got a 15-pound dumbbell. I was ready to slip my wrist, right? So this dude feels his way to the bench, lays down, and I'm like, oh, this dude is about to get it in. Am I seeing an off-duty superhero right now? It was crazy. So he grabbed the bar, and he said, ah! And he uttered the one word that skinny dudes hate to hear at the gym. Spot! Spot! Now, in case you're not well-versed in gym lingo, spot means I was a little bit over-ambitious when I put these weights on this thing. I overcompensated my physical abilities, and now I need somebody to help me before I die. So, now, that's usually accompanied by the sound of weights dropping and somebody going over to help them. Not me. My first thought was the nerve of this dude. He knew he couldn't lift that. Now I got a wrist thrown out my back to help him. I don't want to lift 300 pounds. If I wanted to lift 300 pounds, I would be lifting 300 pounds. Instead, I have a 15-pound dumbbell. I know my limitations, Mr. Blind Man. You should know yours. My second thought was, where else in society would this behavior be acceptable? You can't go to the bar and go to the bartender and say, yo, dog, give me a bottle of your most expensive champagne. Bartender, open it, you take a sip. He say, that'd be $300. Spot! Somebody come help me pay for this shit. And people just run over. What you need? $50? I got 50. You're going to $75. It won't happen. So I'm thinking all this, and then the other side of my brain was like, Snub, you need to help him. He's blind. His legs are flailing. Go help him. And then I had this thought. This is the maturity thing. I thought, I haven't said a word yet. I haven't uttered a sound. So if I just stand here quiet, the dude who works here will eventually come and help him. Like, he won't know. Like, the dude, this is what he's trained to do. He has 2 jobs, wipe off the machines and help get shit off people's neck. So I'm going to just stand here and be quiet until the dude comes. I literally did like this. In the corner, trying not to let this blind man see me. I don't know what I was doing. So the blind dude was like, you, in the corner, help. I'm like, oh. What? I knew I shouldn't have used Axe body spray, so I dropped the joint. I went over and I tried to get it. I tried it from behind. I couldn't get it up. Tried it from the side. Fucked up. Well played. Well played. I tried to lift it from the side. I couldn't get it. So I ended up straddled over this dude on a bench trying to lift it. His face is right here, right? And then I had this thought. I was like, wow, my nuts are right by his chin, and he has no idea. Unless he can smell them. I'm like... and so I had the thought of how many times do blind people just have nuts in close proximity to their face, and they don't know it. All that being said, the dude that worked there came, helped us, lifted it off. I say all that to say, I don't know if I'm mature enough to have a child yet. I need to do better. I know as a father I will change some things up in parenting style, like say for instance like my whooping style. You know, some people call it spanking. I think kids are badder than ever now, and it's because they're immune to whoopings. You know, they're used to it. Whoopings have had the same beat and melody since the 80s. Didn't I tell you not to do that? And kids are just like, I know. I'm gonna change it up, man. I'm gonna change the beat. I'm gonna change the beat on my whooping. Give it like a Timberland vibe, like, didn't I tell you not to do that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I might add a beat breakdown in my whoopings. Everything sounds good over a beat breakdown, like, didn't I tell you not to do that? Don't do that shit no more. You do that shit again, I'm gonna take all your Legos. I don't know what I say. I freestyle it on the spot. It's so different. In case y'all can't tell, I am a skinny dude. I've been a skinny dude my whole life. I feel as though skinny people get treated the worst out of any subsect of American culture. Everything is geared toward fat people. We make food for fat people. We make shows to inspire fat people. We gotta talk so we won't offend fat people. At the same time, a person will come up to me, put their hands around my waist and say, damn, where are you at? How much you weigh? I've had strangers put their hands around my thigh and say, eat something. I hate it. I'll tell you what, the worst thing, I'm going to give y'all a tip, man. The worst thing you could ever say to a skinny person, right? It always starts innocent. Be like, oh, wow, you're really skinny. Yeah, I've been this way my whole life. Never say this, but I tell you what you need to do. Come to my house for 1 week. I put some meat on your bones. It's the worst thing you can say, because first of all, it's a stupid statement. Who stays at anybody's house for a week? I don't stay at my mama's house for a week. 4 days tops. After 4 days, I'm ready to go home. Secondly, before I commit to coming to your house for a week, I need to know some things about your house. What's your Wi-Fi like? You know what kind of router do you have? Because I need to play Call of Duty online, and I can't play when it's real slow. Are you going to make me hook my PlayStation up on a little black and white TV upstairs, or can I use big TV? And the most important thing is, do you have a parental lock on your cable? Because Saturday night, there's a Red Shoe Diaries marathon on Skinemax, and I need to watch that. And then let's talk about this food. I've been eating food my whole life, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. I eat food, don't gain no weight. But there's something magical about the food in your refrigerator. The food in your cupboard contains magical nutrients. Your skillet is lined with mystical riboflavin that will some kind of way stick on my bones. And speaking of, you do know that's not how nutrition works. Meat does not stick to your bones. You do realize that. If that was the case, I would have been cut my arm open and stuffed a cheeseburger up in that joint. But I said, I got a joint, I got a date tonight. Let me put some pork chops in my pecs. It doesn't work like that. Stop saying it. My whole life, people said that to me, and I hated it, man. It used to get me depressed. Then when I was like around 16, I was like, you know what? This is me, man. I'm skinny. God made me this way. Forget anybody that don't like it. You know, but I really wanted to come up with a comeback for that put some meat on your bones, stay in my house for a week thing. So I thought long and hard about it. It took me like a year to think of the perfect comeback. And it hit me when I was 17. I was like, holy shit, that's the perfect comeback. I'm just waiting for somebody to say it to me again. And I waited. Then one day this lady was like, oh my God, you're so skinny. I perked up. I was like, yeah, I've been this way my whole life. She was like, I tell you what you need to do. I was like, oh my God, please say it. I was like, what? You need to come to my house for a week. I'll put some meat on your bones. I was like, showtime. Or you can come to my house for one night. I'll put some meat on your bones. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I heard fireworks. I heard God from heaven say, bam in your face, bitch. Right? It was awesome. The only problem with that story is that the woman was my auntie. She was my father's sister. We were at a family reunion, and it made it weird after that. The other thing people say weird to me all the time. People always come up to me and they have weird questions and they're confused because I'm a grown man with braces on my teeth. And they come up and say stupid stuff. They always say like, "Why do you have braces?" Like, yeah. How does it affect? I'm like, how does it affect what? My ability to raise my eyebrows over time in a really freaky homoerotic manner? What are you doing with your face, nigga? Like, of course, they're asking me how it affects my love life, how it affects my ability to please my wife in the boudoir. My response is, you do know you don't actually eat vagina, right? You do realize the term eating vagina is just a hyperbolized colloquialism. It has nothing to do with teeth. It's more like lips and tongue, you know, unless you're an inexperienced 16-year-old or a cannibal, or an inexperienced 16-year-old cannibal, you don't use your teeth. Holla at me when I get metal brackets and barbed wire on my tongue, and it might be a different response, but for now, that's a stupid question. Tell y'all something else about me. If we ever become friends, which we should, and you invite me to anything that you're having, any event, and you give me directions, and in those directions you use the term spaghetti junction, you can count on me not showing up. I don't mess with spaghetti junction. That junk looks like motorized death. I cannot. No, sir. When I first moved here from Ohio, where we ride behind Amish people on the freeway, I saw Spaghetti Junction. Like the first time, that junk looked like the freeway that George Jetson used to take to work every morning. I expected to see a billboard for Spacely Sprockets and shit. You know, we got stuck like under that midget lane, that tall lane up there where there's always 8 semi-trucks just stuck in traffic right over your head. I saw that one perpetual skid mark that's in every freeway on Spaghetti Junction from the I know you've seen it before, from the far right lane across all 72 lanes of traffic. And that joint stopped right at the concrete divider, and there's just a burnt mark, some glass, and a bumper. Like, what the fuck was that story? What happened there? I saw that, was like, take me home. Can you imagine the genius marketing meeting that took place when the dude that designed Spaghetti Junction had to pitch it to the DOT? They were like, all right, order. We need to find a way to simplify Atlanta traffic. Yes, use our knowledge of Atlanta traffic to inform our decision. What do we know about Atlanta traffic? Well, we know that rush hours suck. We know that the motorists typically can't drive, and we know that when it rains, people die. I got it. Let's merge 15 freeways all at once, right? Just have them intertwined. We'll take away the safety shoulder. In this place, we'll put one lane where you can go as fast as you want, just as long as you have somebody in the car with you. Because nobody should die alone. All the other idiots at the meeting were like, that's a good ass point. Nobody should die alone. Let's do that. But just for shits and giggles, we'll put a lane 1 trillion feet in the air, have it held up by thin strips of concrete. And if all of that's not scary enough, we'll build it right here. So when you come in the city from the north, you get a direct view of that freaky looking Confederate mountain. We'll call the whole thing Spaghetti Junction. Spaghetti? Why spaghetti? Well, the road will be the noodles, and the sauce will be the blood of the dead motorists. Johnson, you're a genius. Let's cut welfare, take away funding from the schools, and use the money to build it. I can't stand it. John didn't like that one. Hey. John's so true to Atlanta, he hates when you talk about the freeways. He's like, hey, watch yourself, watch yourself. A lot of people been hitting me up this week kind of confused, like, hey, I heard you having a comedy show. I'm like, yeah. They're like, wait, I thought you were a rapper. Very valid question. In case, for those of y'all that didn't know, I've spent the last 12 years of my life as a hip-hop artist. Swag. That young man is one of my bandmates. This young man is one of my bandmates. Hip-hop, I love hip-hop. Love it to death. But there are little subtle things about it that show me that hip-hop is changing in a way that's not really cool. Like, for instance, I have a theory that back in the day, rap lyrics were more profound because people spent more time writing the lyrics and less time thinking of their names. Their names were simple. There was a simple formula to names. Take your first name, add a Y, say your first name again. Davey, Dave. Robbie, Rob. That's your rap. Or either you would think of an adjective that best describes your personality and mix it with your first initial. Joyful J, devastating D. That's your rap name. These cats nowadays are tripping with their names, man. I was at an open mic recently and I met this cat. He was a young dude. He was a good rapper. Afterwards, I was like, yo, man, we need to collaborate. He was like, all right, cool. Take down my number and then call me so your number will be my phone. I was like, all right. Took down his number. I was like, what's your name again? He's like, my name is Young Homicide, but people call me Young Homo. I was like, all right. Hold on. So I saved his name as Young Homo. Didn't think nothing of it. Didn't think nothing of the fact that I just typed in Young H-O-M-O in my phone. Until the next day my wife used my phone. She was like, babe, should I be worried that you called a young homo at 2:38 a.m.? Now, I gotta explain the unexplainable. Like, no, baby, it's not an actual young homosexual. It's a young dude with a stupid-ass rap name. I met this other cat, man. This dude told me his rap name was Lil Thug, the Tycoon. What? I was talking to him. I was like, yo, Lil Thug. He was like, nah, people just call me Coon. It's like, I bet. I bet they do, you idiot. I think black rappers need to stop naming themselves after dead white people that hated black people. It's stupid. How are you naming yourself after a white person that would have had you lynched had y'all lived in the same time period? Lil Capone, Young Mussolini, the Black Adolf. The Black Adolf? You don't see white musicians doing that. Like, yo, it's your boy Mick Jagger, a.k.a. the white Louis Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what up? It's your boy Justin Bieber, the young white Nelson Mandela. I'm chilling with Selena Gomez, the Hispanic Angela Davis. She needs to stop. And also, another thing that's killing hip-hop is the internet, man. The internet is killing hip-hop. It's turning hip-hop into a soap opera. Like, I perpetuate it. I log on the internet and I click on these links and go to these blogs. For instance, I'm a big Tupac fan. Any Tupac Shakur fan? Big Tupac fan. So when I see a post that says, Tupac spotted in the mall, he's still alive, click on the link for pictures, I click on the link every time. I don't know why. I have hope that Tupac's still alive. Never fails. I click on the link. There's a picture of a dude in the mall who looks just like Tupac looked in 1996. How am I supposed to believe that Tupac looks exactly the same 17 years later? If you want me to, who looks the same? Think about what you looked like in 1996. Now think about yourself now. How different is it? Why would Tupac still look the same, Mr. Internet Conspiracy Theorist? You don't think Tupac has gotten one more tattoo since 1996? I would think that even if he didn't get more tattoos, he would at least got that Thug Life finish. Because let's face it, that Thug Life tattoo was never quite done. He wasn't filled in and shit. He would have at least got that done. I don't think Tupac would still be walking around in a suit vest with no shirt on up under. That wouldn't be acceptable no more. And if your theory is that he's been faking his death and living on an island for 17 years, wouldn't the first thing he'd do be like to change his look? Why would he look exactly the same? Can you picture Tupac sitting on an island like, man, I fooled everybody. I've been chilling on this island for 17 years. I've laid low. I didn't come out for major world events. I didn't show my face for 9/11. I didn't show my face for the inauguration of the first black president. That's going to change today. Because I really want an Orange Julius from the mall. I really, really want an Aunt Annie's pretzel. I'm going to head to the mall of Stonecrest. I'll go to Stonecrest Mall to get an Orange Julius. All the island people are like, but Pop, whatever will you wear? You know what? I'm going to just wear the same outfit I had on the All Eyes on Me album cover. Nobody will recognize me. Dumbass internet conspiracy theorists. I tell you what, though. I tell you what. You want to make it more believable? Show me a Tupac with a receding hairline. Show me a Tupac with a little pop belly. Get a dude that mildly looks like Tupac. If you want me to believe it, make it believable. If you, in 5 years, if I log on your site and I see that you have a post that says Michael Jackson still alive, spotted in the mall, and I click on that link, I better not see a picture that look like Michael Jackson looking like he looked at Moonwalker. Then you better show me a picture that look like a zombie of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. That's how I picture Michael Jackson, a posthumous Michael Jackson looking. Other thing about me, I'm married, been married for about 2 years. Yeah. Love being married. People always come up to me and say, like, what's the secret, man? How do you, you know, keep marriage fresh? Is it easy? I'm like, marriage is easy. If you marry the right person, it's easy. The hard work is in the dating part of it, you know what I'm saying? You got to do your research when you're dating. Say, for instance, when you get married, you're going to watch movies with that person for the rest of your life. So you need to go to the movies as much as possible while you're dating so you can figure out what kind of movie watcher you're about to marry, because ain't nothing worse than watching movies with an annoying person for the rest of your life. Everybody has a movie watching quirk. Something about them that makes them annoying to watch a movie with. I know mine. I'll admit it. I'm a defensive narcoleptic movie watcher. And what that means is I fall asleep on every movie. Even the movies I like. I fell asleep on Django Unchained, and that shit was the best movie I've seen in life forever. I fall asleep. That's the narcoleptic part. The defensive part comes when my wife tells me that I was asleep. You know what I'm saying? She'd be like, babe, are you asleep? No. I wasn't asleep. And you know, you get defensive and give that fake synopsis of the movie. Like that's supposed to prove that you've been watching. I'm not asleep. I'm watching the whole thing. The little boy is avenging his father's death by going back to the orphanage and killing everybody who, God, I'm not asleep. Meanwhile, it's Drew coming out my mouth, my breath stinking and shit. I'm like, God damn, I was asleep as hell. That's my movie watching quirk. You know, you might marry something like that. Do your research. You mess around and marry a Who's That Guy movie watcher. You know, that's the movie. That movie watcher is fine sitting there watching the movie until a certain actor or actress come on the screen and sparks a little familiarity, and they say, who is that dude? He was in, what was his name? He was in something, and they start getting mad because you don't care about who he is as much as they do, so they do this shit. Who was he? You know who he was. He was in the thing, come on. Then they ask you stupid questions like, was he in Steel Magnolias? You know damn well I didn't see Steel Magnolias. Be quiet, I'm trying to watch the movie. And it never fails that after hearing them pontificate and hypothesize about who that guy is for 5 minutes, you start wondering who he is. You're like, who is he? You're right, we saw him in something. God, what was it? So now if you're anything like me, you can't concentrate on the movie. Your brain's gonna go crazy. So now you're pulling out your phone, trying to figure out who he is, but you can't Google him because you don't know his name. So you're Googling him based on physical attributes. Now you're trying to Google white dude with the big forehead who may have been in Steel Magnolias, and Google is like, what? You mean Chaz Palminteri? And you like, no, I know who Chaz Palminteri is. He was in Bronx Tale. And meanwhile, the lady behind you in the theater is all aggy because your phone is bright as fuck, and you're trying to do. Meanwhile, you're missing major plot points in there. Major plot points, right? So finally, you get to IMDb and figure out who the dude is, and the payoff for who he is never equals the amount of work that it took to figure out. Because you're like, all right, babe, I found it. And you're going through major movies. Like, was he the father in E.T.? Nah, that wasn't him. Was he the lead dude in Avatar? No. Well, he was prison guard number 2 in Steven Seagal's Hard to Kill. That was it. Hard to Kill. Thank you. And they're back to watching the movie. Meanwhile, you're confused as hell looking at the movie like, when did the baby become a cop? The whole joint. You might marry that. You know what I'm saying? You do your research while you're dating is all I'm saying. I laugh, but my wife has the most annoying movie watching quirk ever. My wife is I already read the book first movie watching. I don't know if you've ever watched a movie with somebody that already read the book that movie was based upon. It's annoying as hell. First and foremost, they never want the movie to be made in the first place, ever. They always think Hollywood is conspiring to ruin their precious book plot by making this 2-hour big budget masterpiece that some kind of way offsets their 450 pages of boredom that is the novel. So they give you 1,000,001 reasons why the book is better than the movie, but they do it during the movie. While the movie's on. This is what it looks like to watch a movie. The person's like, oh, see, this is a little bit different than in the book. Because in the book, her shirt was red. Okay, I'll be quiet. Oh, wow. No, I'm just saying, in the book, the top of the house was pointy, not round. Okay, I'll be quiet. But I have to tell you this, because you're not going to understand because you didn't read the book. Shut up about the damn book. There's been twice in my life I can honestly say I read the book first before the movie. The Passion of the Christ and The Cat in the Hat. That was it. For my book read. That's it. The other thing I tell people to make marriage work, man, you have to take away the power of the cell phone in your relationship. Take away the power. Cell phones are the leading cause of death of all relationships. Take away that power. Isn't it enough that we give them millions and millions of our dollars a month? Must we let them ruin our interpersonal relationships too? Take away the power of the cell phone. Ladies, particularly, stop snooping in men's cell phones. Nothing good ever comes out of looking in a man's phone. You're not going to find anything. To give you an analogy, a cell phone is like a butthole. No matter how clean somebody is, if you dig deep enough, you're going to run into some shit. You are going to. I'm just saying, stop with the cell phone snooper. Once you establish yourself as a cell phone snooper, the relationship is over. Your man's not going to treat you right because he's going to be too busy protecting his cell phone. And men get irrational when they get in cell phone protect mode. You know what I'm saying? It makes men think irrational when we have to protect our cell phones. I remember my ex-girlfriend. She was a habitual cell phone snooper. She was a snooper, right? She was so bad with snooping in cell phones. One time, I sat my phone down on the table, bent down to tie my shoe. By the time I stood up, I caught her putting my phone back. It's like, damn, what are you doing? What are you doing? The whole time we dated, I never took a shower that was longer than 30 seconds. Like, you know, showers are primetime cell phone snooping time. I used to shower with like half my body under the water and the other half looking out the shower curtain and shit. And what are you doing? Where's my phone? Protect your phone. So anyway, she was such a cell phone snooper, man. It cost me $500 US one time. $500 she cost me. Here's what happened. This was around the time when Jay-Z first retired. You know what I'm saying? This is the last time we would see Jay-Z. So he was coming to my town. So my homeboy had tickets. He had the super duper deluxe suite tickets for $200. I said, hell yeah. I bought a ticket for $200. Then I went to the mall and I bought an outfit for $150. Then I drove to the arena. I spent like $30 to park. They ripped my ticket. I walked in. I spent $40 at the concession stand. I bought beer, wings. I was walking through the arena happier than a Klan member at a Chick-fil-A board meeting. It was about to go down, right? So I'm walking through, wait, I'm walking through, and I couldn't find my seat. So I was like, fuck, let me sit my stuff down, call my homeboy, and figure out where to sit. Figured out I'd left my cell phone at my apartment on the kitchen counter. Now, this was at a time before cell phones had locking devices and passcodes and whatnot. This was also at a time before I was the honest man that I am today. My cell phone was filthy. There were dirty text messages, crazy emails, drug transactions. It was crazy in my phone. It's like the Chamber of Secrets, right? And so I also knew that my cell phone snooping girlfriend will be in my apartment in like 10 minutes. Now, I had a decision to make. I could stay at this concert, had the time of my life, see my idol perform, but all of this would happen while this crazy-ass broad was sitting in my apartment with her feet up, with a glass of Merlot, perusing through my phone at her leisure, calling whoever she wanted to call, reading whatever she wanted to read. Man, I took a bite of a wing, swig of a beer, and took my black ass home so quick. No, sir, I have to protect my phone. It makes you think irrational. I was talking about the whole cell phone thing, and my homeboy was like, nah, man, nah. I got a loophole, man. I get chicks' numbers, and I store their name in my phone under a dude's name. I was like, man, does that shit work? He was like, hell yeah. He was like, man, I ain't got to worry about it. I'm married. He was like, whatever, suit yourself. 2 weeks later, he called me frantic. Hello? Hey, do me a favor real quick. Hold on first. Shut up. I'm on the phone with him right now. Shut up. Hey, do me a favor real quick, man. Tell my girl I'm not gay. I was like, what? He was like, tell her I'm not gay. I heard the phone fumbling, then his girl got on the phone. Hello? I'm like, hey, what are you doing? What do you think he's gay for? He's not gay. Whatever. Don't no straight man get a text message from another dude at 3 in the morning talking about, I still smell like you. I can't wait to see you again. You make me feel so good. My homeboy in the background like, it was a chick. I've been fucking her for 3 months. I swear to God, call her. I'm not calling her, you gay. Gay. I was like, hey, Shantae, hold up, chill out. Let me give you an analogy. A cell phone is like a butthole. No matter how clean somebody is, if you dig deep enough, oh, hell no, you gay too. You talking about... You should take this phone. You talking about digging in butthole? My homeboy got on the phone, mad as hell, like, thanks a lot, asshole. I'm like, man, thanks, Sprint. Take away the power of the cell phone, man. The other thing with cell phones and relationships, man, you gotta watch out for your junk mail. What's junk mail, you ask? Junk mail is when you send people pictures of your junk. No. Laugh about it. A lot of y'all in the room have done it. Very few people do it right. There's an art when you're dating, right? It's a very tricky situation. First and foremost, there's the junk mail setup. You have to set up, right? You know how you find a household item to put in a junk mail picture to use a scale, like, hey, look, my junk is bigger than a candle. You know what I'm saying? You can use a remote, but watch out which remote you use, you know what I'm saying? Because Comcast got them big joints, and you don't want to get upstaged by a remote in your junk mail picture. You can use a CD case, but you got to watch which CD you use. You know what I'm saying? You have your junk next to a Justin Bieber CD. That's a little weird. So you just got to figure out which household item to use to show your junk is bigger than. Then after you get that, you need to figure out which angle you're going to go with. You go with the top angle, the Brett Favre angle. You can go with the side joint. Most people prefer to go with the Bishop Eddie Long. Most people choose to go with the man, the full body. But the problem with that pose, your face is in it. What are you doing with your face in the picture? Because it dictates you can go with the sad R&B singer. You can go with the, you know what I'm saying, the squinty eye. You can go straight frat boy. But whichever way you go, just know that's going to dictate the picture. So once you get all that down, you need to do a background check. What's a background check, you guys? It's when you check to see what's going to be in the background of the picture. You need to do that. It's very important. Ladies, when you're taking that picture in the mirror, you got your bow, boom, bow, Move that tube of Vagisil off the sink. We don't need to see that joint. Fellas, if you sending her that junk mail pic straight out the gym, that gym flow picture, you know what I'm saying? You doing the whole thing, you got your ass, boom. Move that diploma from DeVry Institute off the wall. There's nothing sexy. There's nothing sexy about a diploma in heating and air conditioning repair. Move that. Move that joint. I talk about it because I learned from experience. Like I said, my dating life, I wasn't always the upstanding citizen that I am now. I was a habitual junk mail sender, man. I used to send junk mail pictures. It all came crashing down one day. I thought I had the perfect junk mail joint. I had my ab glistening. I had my junk at the right angle. I had the right face. Took the picture, texted to a chick. She texts back, LOL. That's not the response I expected. So I text back like, LOL, with a question mark. She said, yeah, LOL at the background. I look close at the picture, true enough, there's me in the foreground. There's my junk. In the background, TV. On the TV, professional wrestling. 2 half-naked dudes. Just like this. It made the whole picture. It made it weird, man. Watch out. Watch out for cell phones in your relationships. Thank y'all very much.
Anderson Scott, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, real quick, cut that real quick. I want to thank y'all for coming out. I want to thank my good buddies, Evan Fowler. Give it up for Evan Fowler. Give it up for Andy Merrill. Give it up for Chris Marler. Give it up for my homeboy Mike Dow. They did an excellent job there. Last but not least, I want to thank this high yellow S-curl having dude right here. Thank y'all very much. Josh, thank you for coming out. Hey, next time when you host, make sure you talk where people can understand you, man. We don't all speak Decatur. You know? It's on and popping. Thank y'all very much.